Hi everyone, this is Anil. In this video, we will talk about deployment genie, get recommendations utility setup. So there are three steps involved. The first step is deploying update set from store, and then we have to configure system properties to make this utility work. And then after that, we will test this utility. The link to the project is given in the description box, so you can get it from there. But this is the utility. And if you go here, we'll download this. Now I'm uploading that update set to instance called var and fraud. So this is the utility, and we can preview and commit. Okay, there are no preview problems. So we'll commit this update set. The update set is now committed. Once the commit is complete, you will see a module called deployment genie. So I'll just refresh the session and search for yeah. So once the session is refreshed, we'll just search here, deployment. So if you see here, this is the module, application menu and the modules. You will see different modules under this, which basically point to different objects which are part of this utility. But first, we'll go to system properties. And here we have to set up the instance name. So this will point to the test instance from which we are sourcing the update sets. So if you see here, there are three environments: dev, test, and production. So dev is where the development is done. Test is where we are sourcing this, which is a source instance for the code which is getting deployed to production. So we will use this. We'll update that here. And then the property, we can leave it as no for now. If you enable it, it will start logging it. You can leave it as no. And that's the first step. Now we have configured the URL. Next is we have to set up the credentials. Name, you can leave it as is. Username, you can give a user that has access to preview update sets records. So you can give it as admin or any other highest role that is possible. And that's the credential part. Now, once that is done, next is to deploy the actual updates that you want to deploy into this instance, which is production. So you can go to retrieve update sets, and here this is my update set which I'm deploying from dev to test and test to production. It's called my update set new. And here you have seen a collision. So now I want to understand what action I have to take, right? So first I will uh, reset to column defaults because the list layout would have got changed as part of the deployment. So yeah. So now you'll see like two new columns coming up: dry run preview problem status and recommended action, right? So now you can run the preview again. And when you do that, you'll see that the recommendation state becomes invalid, which means you need to run this recommendation before you can actually find out what is the recommended action. So we click on this get recommendation UI action. And when you do that, you'll see an info message. Recommendations will be available once recommendation action changes to process. Reload the page if needed. So which means this is the field, and you can see it is moved to processed. And if you scroll down, you will refresh this list to see that what is the action you have to take. So it says skip remote update. So So that means you have to, the recommendation is you have to skip the remote update. You can still compare and verify if you want, but this is the action which is taken in the test instance. Now we'll go to test instance to see what is done there, right? So we are in production, so let's quickly move to test. The test instance is this, which is warrant test. So here we'll go to retrieved update sets and look for the same update set, my update set new. So this is in committed state. And here if you see, go to preview records and open the preview. So you can see that here we have skipped this update, and that is the recommendation we have received here, right? It is saying skip a remote update. So this is how the utility works. It will look at this same preview problem in the source instance to which you have pointed this production, and then it will tell you what action is taken there so that you have a required guidance when you're doing the deployment to production. Uh, yeah, so there is also one more video which talks about the theory behind how this is configured. So you can also watch that. I'll post the link to that in the description box. Thank you for watching. This is Anil.